So let's talk about self-care. Um, Obviously, it means taking care of yourself, but there's so much more to that. Um, I'm going to tell you about my journey, and you're probably going to hear some stuff about the importance of self-care coming from the perspective of a counselor as well, because that's part of who I am. So I come at it with that lens as well as the lens of just a person who has seizures. So, up until I was diagnosed with seizures, my self care was pretty lacking. Um, and I've since learned, well, maybe not learned, but believe that the way that I interact with others, um, especially during periods of high stress or anxiety for myself, is a trauma response. So I don't know how many of you also have PTSD or see PTSD in your background um, with your PNES, but for me, I have complex post traumatic stress disorder along with my PNES. And so I learned some behaviors, when I was younger that were protective for me, and they just perpetuated into adulthood. So, like I said, during stress and anxiety, instead of focusing on me and deciding, okay, what do I need in this moment, I would turn that focus outside and try to keep myself busy so I didn't have to focus on myself. So I didn't have to get real with myself. So I didn't have to address whatever it was that was bothering me or triggering me. It was easier to focus all of my energy towards others. And so I did that for a really long time. And I'm still struggling with changing that. Um, but I do believe that I've made some growth towards, stopping and taking an inventory of what's going on. Um, if you don't take care of yourself, your body will shut you down. Um, that's what happens with me if I don't stop to take care of myself. And that could look like eating a snack, taking a nap, walking away from all the busyness that's going on around me and taking a quiet moment for myself, listening to music, journaling, reading, taking my medications, um, spending time with friends, spending time with my family, coloring. There's a lot of coping skills that I use when I need to use them. Um, but if I don't stop and take care of myself and really realize what's going on, um, I'm more than likely going to have a seizure. So it's important, and I'm still navigating like how to ask for what I need, how to state what I want, um, and communicate with others about like, hey, if I don't do this, I'm probably going to have a seizure. So I need you to let me have some time. Um, it doesn't always work. I'm gonna be the first to tell you. You know, Going and saying, hey, I had a really rough morning. I need some time to just, relax and recuperate, and then I can get back at it. It doesn't always get answered with the answer that you want, or the answer that you need. But pushing yourself, like to keep pushing yourself through that, even when you don't get the answer you need, that's not the right thing to do, at least for myself. So I'm learning that, when I've said what I need, when I have said what I want, I'm not asking for an extraordinary measure to be taken. I'm just asking for some time, usually. I take it now because I need it. With the job that I do, I'm a mental health counselor. I need to be okay to be able to continue to help others. And if I'm not okay, I can't. So I have to be okay. And it's not just for my job, it's for my family as well. It's for my friends. It's for anyone that I care about. And I think that's where we need to start talking about self care as a component of being able to show up for others. Um, There's a lot of sayings like can't pour from an empty cup, don't burn the candle at both ends, you know, lots of things like that. And I mean, while they're trite and very commonplace, they're true. Um, you cannot continue to give of yourself if you don't give to yourself, because there won't be anything left. And I'm the kind of person that likes to give of myself. But if I don't give to myself, then I can't give anybody anything because there's nothing left. I've got to love myself first. Um, so, some of the things that I've changed in my self care routine are, like I said, asking for what I need or for what I want in that moment. Um, and it's not always answered the way that it needs to be answered, but I continue to keep asking, even though it's hard for me personally, because I don't tend to trust others easily with, things that I need or things that I want. So verbalizing, like saying, hey, I need this right now, that is a skill that I am learning and a skill that I keep working on. Um, and when I don't get the answer that I need, I keep pushing, which is hard for me because, like I said, trusting others, telling them like this is what's going on, that's so not easy for me. But I've learned unless you communicate, people aren't gonna know. Um, so I keep communicating, which takes a lot out of me. But it's something that I'm willing to do because I want to feel whole, I want to feel healthy, and I want to be able to show up for others. So I communicate. I've also begun to put in boundaries around my time, um, and that's another skill that I'm still working on, I'm learning. Um, Boundaries are important because they protect you. If you don't put up a boundary, people don't know, like, this is okay, this isn't okay. Think of it like a fence around your yard. Um, your boundary is your fence around your heart, around your health, around your emotions, around your feelings. And only the people that you let in can come in. But once they get inside your fence, there are rules. And if they don't want to follow them, then they can't stay. They have to leave. You have a gate, and you're allowed to let people in and out, and you're allowed to lock it. Um, just don't keep it locked. So, communication and boundaries. And then another important piece to self care, I think, is paying attention to your physical needs. So, if you're tired, if you're hungry, if you missed a medication dose, things like that, those absolutely 100% can affect you. And I have been starting to pay attention to, am I eating right? Am I drinking enough water? Because if you know me really well, you know that all I drink all day, morning till I go to bed, is coffee because I love coffee. Um, I'm willing to admit that I'm addicted to it, but at this point, oh, whatever. I'm just trying to incorporate more water. So, have I had enough water? Did I take my medication? Do I need to take my as needed medication? Like, is this situation causing me more stress than I can handle? If so, let's take my as needed anxiety medication and try to calm down. Um, yeah, so boundaries, communication, physical health. I would say that those are the three big things for self care that if you're not sure you've got it down, take an inventory. It takes work. I am not going to tell you it's easy. It is so effing not easy. Um, but keep going. And if you can't do it alone, please reach out for help. Please reach out for help. And if you don't trust anyone to help you or you've been burned in the past, I'm so sorry. There are people that will help you. There are people that care. I know it might not feel like that, but I promise you, You matter. I promise. I should have come at this video with a list of things that I wanted to talk about, but that's not who I am, and that's not how this channel started. This channel just started like, well, here's what I feel like I need to say today. So, if I missed anything about self-care, please drop me a comment if you have a question, and I will answer it. By no means was I meaning this video to be like an inclusive, like, this is what you need for self-care list, because self-care evolves depending on your needs and your wants. So, yeah. Another piece of my personal self-care is my personal faith. And I had said in the video prior to this one that I was going to do a video about faith. Again, I don't push my faith on anyone. I don't push faith as a tenet that you need in your life to address whatever's going on. But for me, it's a very strong piece of my self-care. So there's going to be a separate video. And I encourage you, if faith is a part of your journey, please watch that. And if faith isn't a part of your journey and you're like, what is she talking about? Please watch the next video. Just to hear, just to maybe find encouragement or to see what God can do. But again, I'm not pushing anybody. So that's it for self-care. I mean, that's not it for self-care, obviously. It's a continuous, evolving, ever-changing, always needed thing. But that's all that I have for this video today. So yeah, keep watching.